What's not actually as painful as it sounds? Admitting that you're wrong. My daughter accidentally scratched my eye pretty badly a few years ago, leaving a crescent-shaped cut in my cornea. The ear doctor told me to put some Visine on it, and it'd go away by morning. I spent the night in escalating, excruciating pain, and went to a proper eye guy first thing. I was already freaking out about the pain, and definitely didn't want someone mucking about in there. But he convinced me to let him put in a bandage lens, like a contact lens, but thicker, and it holds the flap made by the cut down. Right before he put it in, he stopped and said, "I want you to remember this moment." And I will, because it was like a light switch turning off. First, blinding pain so bad I wanted to vomit, followed by absolutely nothing. No hurt. I had to wear an eye patch for a couple of days. That's it. I've seen this comment before. Hello again. Getting a vasectomy. I was shocked at how overall painless it was. I've had teeth cleanings that were far worse. Not sure why your dental hygienist would be playing with your balls. Sometimes they will go the extra mile for positive Yelp reviews. You have no idea the physical toll that 3 vasectomies have on a person. Anal, surprisingly. I also choose this guy's anus. Laying down on a nail bed. I did that for a circus show at my school. It didn't hurt at all. Distribution of force. One nail will pierce you because the head of a nail is very tiny, i.e. lots of force on very little surface area. Spread the same amount of force, for instance, weight, over hundreds of nails, and all of a sudden it doesn't do squat, because no one nail is actually bearing enough weight to do damage. The physics teacher I learned this from used to demonstrate this in conservation of energy at the same time, by laying on a bed of nails and having another physicist break a cinder block on his chest with a sledgehammer. He was kind of a madman, but it was a damn good class. The dentist. Nope, dentist is easy. Hygienist, on the other hand, can be rough if you got bad gum health. Tattooing certain parts of the body viewed as extremely painful. It varies by person. Nothing screams, "I'm a massive bellend," more than someone telling me that my tattoos didn't hurt. Of course they fucking hurt. I felt them. Not you. You aren't somehow superior because your tattoo hurt less than mine. Grow up. Not directed at you, but I know a lot of these people. I had a friend that, ever since she was little, wasn't afraid of getting a shot needles cause her mom told her to close her eyes and that they were going to pinch her. She said it somehow hurt more after she learned what happened for real. Tetanus shots hurt the most afterwards. Getting blood drawn. For me it depends on where the blood is taken. Arm is fine. I had it taken on my traffic finger once and that didn't hurt. But the index finger to me felt like someone cut it off with a knife. I had to look up what a traffic finger was. I have never heard of the middle finger called a traffic finger. I donate blood regularly and my arm is no big deal. However, I had to have a draw from my wrist when I was dehydrated, and it burned some kind of awful. Not to mention they had already tried about 8 times, even with the ultrasound thing, to get a good stick on my arms. I looked like a junkie when I left. Circumcision. Got it when I was 5th grade. Not saying it doesn't hurt. Actually, the injection of anesthesia part hurts the most, but other than that, everything is tolerable. Bruh. Getting vaccinations. Yeah, doesn't hurt. Just a little poke. People are just very scared of blood and needles. Getting a piercing. Bending your thumb backwards when you are double jointed, it really doesn't hurt. Also, all that popping my double jointed self doesn't hurt me at all. But judging by other people's faces, it's supposed to. Painful stuff that I would still don't remember as being worse compared to a dentist accidentally hitting my gum a few times, with no way to tell him to stop. Asterisk, burn on the back of my hand with a lighter that left a still visible scar. Approximately 15 years later. Asterisk, another burn on the back of my hand with a lighter that left a still very ugly visible scar. Approximately 15 years later. Asterisk smashing a window with my fist. Needing about 10 stitches at different places. Still visible. Again about 15 years later. Damn, what a time I had. Asterisk horror stepping on my chest. About 30 years ago. First point in the list that doesn't involve alcohol. Asterisk attaching pieces of paper to my legs and arms. With a stapler. Actually super painless. Open stapler like you would to refill it. Place on limb. Punch it. With eyes closed you wouldn't be able to tell whether it was loaded or not. Asterisk twisting my finger while skating in a way that I had skin under my nail. And skin missing at the back of my hand. No scar this time. Asterisk stepping on a bottle. Which broke and penetrated my foot. Leading to a stupid amount of blood loss. Best pick ever. Asterisk carrying another child on my shoulders who held on to my hands. Then being pushed, leading to kissing the concrete without being able to slow my fall. Lost a tooth with root and nerve. I mostly remember how stupid the teachers reacted to having to keep a tooth clean. Asterisk testing how long you can make a clamping rubber. With hooks at the end. Using the stairs I sat on. Still a tiny bald spot above my forehead. 25 years later. Ha 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 ha. I was in a Justice Academy in high school for kids and juvie who couldn't attend regular public school. My English teacher gave me a write-up or some shit by stapling it to his arm and making me rip it off. Hi monsieur, we were just busting each other's balls, but I took the stapler and did it to myself. More than a few times to show off my machismo to my peers. Literally couldn't even tell there was staples loaded. No pain. Missing out a kidney stone. People think that this is the painful part. But it's not. It's a weird sensation. And it hurts a bit for about 5 minutes after you pee it out. But that's about it. The painful part of passing a kidney stone is the phase when it's stuck in the ureter. The tube between the kidney and the bladder. Once it's in the bladder, you're home free. Otherwise, it's the worst nausea and pain I've ever experienced. As in, I wish someone would come by and shoot me in the head, kind of pain. This is what P.O. Demerol and IV Dilaudid are for. Right. Finally getting the stone out of your body is practically pleasant. I was ecstatic when it passed. My dad had kidney stones and he said it was the worst pain. Coming from the guy who has cluster headaches. Yeah, when I had one the ureter part was holy fuck, what is this pawn that couldn't be touched by crazy dangerous amounts of opiates. Not from a doctor. Then I didn't even feel it getting peed out. Forgiving someone. Stepping on a Lego. No, that hurts like hell. I've got skin like tree bark on the soles of my feet after years of stepping on Lego. I'm immune to it now. You need to upgrade to British plugs. Stitches. I stabbed myself in the hand with a knife last summer and had to get stitches. I was expecting them to hurt really bad, but I almost felt nothing at all. Just a little tug. It's much worse if you give yourself stitches. I've done so once, but I've gotten a few from doctors and it didn't hurt one bit. Removing them is surprisingly satisfying too. I second this one. Getting stitched up by a doc doesn't hurt. Oof. Props to you. My hands shake way too much to be able to do that. Watching her put in the stitches was pretty satisfying too. A Brazilian wax, as long as you go to someone who knows what they're doing. How bad do they hurt? I really want to start getting them, but I'm kinda scared. Wisdom teeth removal. At least if you're younger. I had 2 other operations done at the same time my wisdom teeth were removed. I was eating semi-solid food on the 3rd day of recovery. And I was basically completely better by the 5th day or so. All in all, not a horrible experience. It really isn't as bad as people think. Trust me, I put my wisdom teeth removal off for more than a year because I was so scared, but when it was so easy. And the healing isn't bad either. I think it just depends on the doctor. I went to Children's Hospital Columbus to get mine removed. Absolutely recommend them. Bikini wax. Cutting your scalp wide open. It looks horrifying and there's so much blood, but you barely feel it. Sometimes, and I might put extra stress on this sometimes, major wounds. The reason I say this is because you have brain signals that release a drug that eases the pain a lot. In my experience, major wounds hurt less than paper cuts. Cutting yourself in the ocean. I thought it would be pretty unpleasant with salt water getting into a hole in you. But after an initial sting, almost immediately goes numb. If it's deep, it definitely feels weird, because when it flaps open and seawater goes deep, you feel cold under your skin, which isn't a normal sensation. Now, sand in a deep cut hurts more than you might think. So getting from the ocean to the car may really suck. But being cut in the ocean isn't that bad. When you're jacked up on adrenaline, things don't tend to hurt. I've been shot twice and the pain takes about 10 to 15 minutes to set in. It's about a 6/10 with minimal movement. How did you get 2 bullet wounds and lip? Poorly worded, my bad. I've been shot twice but on 2 separate occasions. .22 LR to the back and to the leg. Sorry if this comes up as insensitive or rude, but could you explain why you got shot? You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just curious. The first time my buddy had poor trigger discipline. I finished shooting and went down to the target to see what I had hit. My friend decided that he was aiming in my direction as a joke and he fired one off. Hit me middle of the back right next to my spine. Second time was with a different group and another dumbass didn't safety his gun, so when he was standing next to me he shot one right into my upper thigh. I no longer speak to either people and I target shoot alone now. My dad was in the army, and the first thing they told them is don't point a gun at anything you don't want a shot. It doesn't matter if it's loaded or on safety. I cringed just from imagining that. Good thing it wasn't fatal. Definitely made me extremely angry when I was shot the first time. Chewed my friend out hardcore before going to the hospital. Probably should have went immediately, but he needed an earful. Pricking your finger to test your blood sugar levels. I was donating blood and was waiting for the pain, but the nurse said I was done. I was like, WTF? Already? I didn't even feel it. Yeah, I embarrassed the hell out of myself while getting one of these because of how bad I thought it was gonna hurt. Same, I cried in the waiting room. Explosive diarrhea, lies, tattoos. I wouldn't call it comfortable, but it's not bad at all. Asterisk varies by person. My tattoos hurt like hell. I meet plenty of people telling me that they don't hurt that much. They did. It makes absolutely no difference to me how your tattoo felt to you. Mine still hurt like hell. Fair enough. My experience was not bad. But there are a lot of factors. And some people think it is guaranteed to hurt. It might. It might not. Another big factor is who is doing the tattoo. Some artists have soft hands. I get tattoo flu every single time. Fever, chills, the works. It is worse than the actual tattoo process. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.